It's the day after the election and votes are still being counted in some races right now. But tonight we do know change is coming to the White House. President-elect Donald Trump was declared the winner early this morning. Here's a look at the current Electoral College count. Some states are still too close to call, but Trump has 294 Electoral College votes, more than the 270 needed to win.
Voters made big decisions on dozens of city and county level ballot issues as well. And right now, some races for seats at the state capitol in St. Paul are within the recount margin. We have team coverage of the election for you tonight. We're tracking the reaction to the presidential race and the U.S. Senate race in Wisconsin, which was just called a couple hours ago.
But we begin with the balance of power in Minnesota. As it stands now, Republicans and Democrats are tied at 67 seats apiece. The only other time this has happened in state history was 45 years ago. Chief political reporter Tom Hauser is here with what this could mean. Balance of power. Tom.
And for those of you keeping track, I was in high school then. Now, going into Election Day 2024, Democrats had a 68 to 63 advantage because there were 3 vacant seats. After last night, there is a 67-67 tie in the House. Let's take a look at Election Tracker and see there are 2 seats likely to require recounts, including District 14B in the St. Cloud area, where Democrat Dan Wolgamott beat Republican Sue Eck by 28 votes. And in District 54A in the Shakopee area, Democrat Brad Tapke beat Republican Aaron Paul by 13 votes. If those results hold, Democrats and Republicans will have to work out a power-sharing agreement, something that has only happened once in state history after the 1978 elections. Way back in 1978, Minnesota voters went to the polls and collectively decided they were split on who should control the Minnesota House. They sent 67 Republicans and 67 Democrats to the House of Representatives at the Capitol in St. Paul.
I have served with over 700 members of the Minnesota House.
One former DFL House member who remembers that historic time is Lyndon Carlson, who retired in 2020 after a record 48 years in the Minnesota House.
We were able to work it out, but it was not easy.
Carlson says it took time and tough negotiations, but they eventually worked out a power-sharing agreement with a Republican House Speaker and Democrats in control of the powerful House Rules Committee.
That took several weeks, basically from the time of the election in early November until well into December, before we were able to resolve the issues between the 2 caucus on how to share power.
Republican and DFL House leaders held news conferences Wednesday pledging cooperation.
This is the opportunity for us to work together with our colleagues, the Democrats across the aisle, and find ways to best serve Minnesotans.
We would prefer to have the majority, and I know the Republicans would prefer to have the majority, but it is a golden opportunity to show people that we can get along and we can get things done.
Political analyst Stephen Scheer says history indicates it won't be easy.
These 2 parties are very polarized and do not have good relations between each other. And how they could possibly work out a mutually productive governing arrangement remains to be seen.
Now, just like back in the 1979 session, it was a budget year with a lot of contentious and expensive issues. The power sharing worked at first back then, right up until the end of the session, when there was chaos and frustration, and yes, even some shouting, Lindsay.
Okay, well, all of that sounds a lot like what we saw at the end of last session when there was one-party control. But in this situation, it seems like they'd have no choice but to work it out together.
Yeah, that's a good point. Under one-party control, a lot of aggravation, frustration, shouting. But absolutely, the Constitution requires they agree on a balanced budget next session. They've got to figure out how to share power and make that happen. The session begins on January 14th, and we, of course, will see what happens.
We will. Tom, thanks for
you, Tom.
breaking it down.